Good afternoon, guys, and happy Monday to all of your sunshiny faces. Guys, at least I'm not as tired and out of it as I was yesterday. I honestly, guys, was so exhausted I barely even remember what I was recording. And there were huge long gaps where I was like talking, and then all of a sudden I like stopped and was like, what was I thinking of to say next? And then like I would start recording again. So there's like huge, like almost like a minute like cuts that I'm gonna have to go through and edit. But I did edit today, guys. I did edit 2 videos, but yeah, I luckily didn't fall asleep on my bed again today before I actually was ready for bed, but like I did yesterday. But it's not any earlier and I still need to take a shower and go to bed, guys. I honestly, ever since over the weekend when I like was pulling all the stuff, like the weeds out and like doing all the gardening and stuff like that, my back and like shoulders have been like hurting. And it's not like, not so much like that it's hurting, it's just I feel really stiff, like probably because like, and my muscles hurt too, like on my sides and stuff like that. And I feel like it's maybe in part to like I possibly like pulled something or I'm just sore from doing it, but then also too because like I haven't been doing any like of like yard work or anything like that. Like at one point like it wasn't even bothering me like almost at all anymore because like I was doing it like so consistently, so like I, you know, built up muscle and felt like I was like stronger, I guess, like being able to be out in the garden and everything like that. And you know, and like it's hard work sometimes, you know, doing the digging and like all that kind of stuff. And because I haven't been out there like at all recently, I think from doing that, what was it, on Saturday or Friday I think it was, so it's still a few days ago, but like I still feel like sore and stuff like that from it. But today it was not very warm. I think Tuesday or something like that it's supposed to be a little bit warmer and a little bit better out, enough that hopefully I can get some yard work done maybe either tomorrow or on Wednesday. But honestly, guys, I was like, oh, I really want to get to bed early tonight, and I was pretty much ready for bed at like almost midnight. And now then I was like, oh, I had to finish editing at least one more video because I already had it in there and I wanted to just get off my SD card so that I could still record. And so I did, and ended up staying up then later because of it. And so yeah, guys, long story short, then I was on my phone, so it's kind of late. And I'm, again, guys, I had like, what was it, 5 good days, and then I just couldn't get back. I fell off track over the weekend. Matthew was home and made me stay up late on Friday night or whatever that was. And then Saturday I stayed up late too, and then with my, I think, yeah, I stayed up with my mom late on Saturday night. And then last night I told you guys I was ready for bed at like, I think it was 11:30 or something like that yesterday, and ended up falling asleep on my bed on my phone while I was on my phone. And then woke up at like 2 or whatever it was and took a shower and went to bed. I think I fell asleep on my bed sometime around midnight or like 12:30 or something like that. Then I woke up at 2 o'clock and was like, oh my gosh, I need to go and take a shower. And like I had just fallen asleep sitting there on my phone. So yeah, guys, I was really tired last night, which I guess was a good thing, but it was a bad thing that I ended up falling asleep instead of just getting up and going and taking a shower, and then ended up, like I said, staying up later because of that, instead of like, you know, at 12:30 or whatever, or midnight when I was tired, just went and took a shower. I would have been in bed and asleep by 1 o'clock. Instead, I was up, you know, for like, got a short little amount of sleep, like a little nap, and then ended up having to get up, go take a shower, and then went back to bed. So I didn't wake up very early today. But like I said, I did wind up getting to 2 vlogs for today. The other thing I really need to try and get to tomorrow is laundry, but guys, I'm really frustrated again because why is it 5 days, like, or whatever it was, or 4 or 5 days that I was like doing good, like going to bed and stuff like that, and then I wind up falling off track again, and now it's like I'm probably not going to wind up waking up very early tomorrow to be able to get stuff done, because like I need to get to laundry. And like today I was like, oh, I'll get to some laundry, but then everybody was asleep and I didn't want the laundry and washer and dryer, even though I guess it's not that big of a deal. But then before I knew it, it was like too late, and I was like, I'm not going to try and get to laundry started when I'm not going to be able to like get the stuff out of the washing machine. It's going to wind up sitting in there overnight, which isn't always a huge big deal, but Jax actually is off of school tomorrow because I think it's election day or something like that. But he came home today and he goes, it was so stupid that we had school today. He's like, because they were on break last week. He's like, because break was last week and now we don't have any school tomorrow because of election day. He's like, so why did we go to school for one day and then we're coming back and we're not going to school for another day and then we don't go back till Wednesday? He's like, this is so stupid. They should have just given us Monday off too. I was like, yeah, you would have liked Monday to have been off, but it is kind of like stupid. Like, you get the kids to like get back into a routine for one day and then they don't have school that next day. Like, that is kind of stupid. And so like Jackson's stay up late tonight and then have to get up again early on Wednesday to go to school, which I think is kind of stupid. And it throws kids into like a weird funk, like, you know, they're ready for school and everything like that on Monday and then they don't have to be, and it's almost like one day weekend, and then again after they just came off of spring break too. Like, that does seem kind of stupid. So yeah, he is, I don't even know if he's still awake right now or if he went to bed. I know he's upstairs, but I don't know if he's still awake or asleep or not. So he's actually going to be home tomorrow, but I don't know what the weather's supposed to look like for tomorrow. It was actually snowing on Saturday. I don't know if I was telling you guys that. But it was when we were actually driving home from the party. It was like slightly snowing a little bit. Just a light dusting, and honestly only ended up lasting for like a couple minutes. Nothing stuck or anything like that, but I have no clue if it's what the weather is supposed to really look like for this week. I know that it's supposed to be like 50s or so this week. I really want to get outside and get to some gardening this week and like that mulch and everything like that. But tomorrow looks like it's supposed to be 54 as a high. Then we got 60 on Wednesday. Thursday's supposed to be rainy and 45. And then we got, ooh, my goodness, guys, 60s and 70s over the weekend from Friday till Sunday. That's really nice. And then even Monday, Tuesday's supposed to be in the 60s. Wow, that's really nice weather. Honestly, guys, it's actually really weird because it's only April and like we shouldn't really be having 60-degree weather. Like, normally it's more like 50s, I'd say, but the fact that it's going to get up to 70s on the weekend is like crazy. So yeah, it looks like tomorrow might be kind of warm, but I don't know if I'm going to be up early tomorrow and be able to get outside. Like, I mean, I could tomorrow still during the day, but like if I wake up late, but I need to also try and get to some vlogs too, because I am hanging on just a little bit of memory space left in my SD card, which is why I had to edit today so that I was able to actually record today as well. So that's why I need to keep going with the recording. Otherwise, I'm going to have to try and download my footage onto a flash drive, which I don't like doing because it takes longer and it's more difficult to get off. I think the USB doesn't transfer over as fast. Like, importing stuff from like a USB, it takes longer than if I do it just straight off my SD card. So I kind of don't want to do that if I can avoid it, but I need to keep editing. So that's another really big thing that I need to try and stay on. I also don't know what's going on with the fence, like, and when I need to actually make sure that I get all of the mulch and stuff taken care of in the yard and everything like that. But other than that, other than the mulch, I really don't have that much other like outside gardening stuff that I need to try and get done. And just the one bed between ours and our neighbor's driveway I need to take care of and kind of like just pull all the dead stuff out that's in there, and then go over the, what's that called, put the mulch in. Other than that, I don't really have anything else that I need to do or get done. I think I can start planting my bulbs though. I think it said at like the beginning of April. Or like I think it was between April and June, so I can probably start planting them like once the frost, we shouldn't get any more frost, which I'd say sometime in April we should be okay by then. I just don't know if like this week at least looks like it's supposed to be good, but then who knows if like next week it's gonna be like 30s and it's gonna wind up being like, you know, snowing and stuff like that, or frosting or anything, and then my bulbs will not be doing very well if that's the case. So I think that's why I need to plant them later and avoid that. So I don't know if or when, like that's something that has to be done soon though. because I planted them late in June, or I might have actually planted them at the beginning of July, and I had like one of them I think had flowers on them, maybe one or two, but the other ones didn't end up like getting enough or growing enough or having enough time to actually bloom because of how late I planted them. So I'm hoping to avoid that this year by doing it earlier, but again, I have to make sure that it's still late enough and yet early enough. So delicate balance here that I have to work with that. Other than that, I don't really know. I need to like make a list for myself of like things that I need to get done and try and figure out when those things need to be done, because there's a lot of stuff that I can do as well, but there's things that I kind of want to wait on doing until we get the fence put up. So that's why I gotta try and figure out, like I said, kind of what's going on. I also wanted to do a paver walkway, I think I was telling you guys, from our front like yard, because the way our house is that our sidewalk, which is like, you know, cement sidewalk, whatever it is, actually goes from our front yard, our front door, like our front stoop, down to our driveway, and then it comes off our driveway. We don't actually have a like walkway that goes from our house to the front sidewalk, because we do have like a front sidewalk, and then after that is like the parkway. So we have like that, but it doesn't connect. Like we have to walk down the driveway to get to it, and sometimes like if my dad parks on the street or somebody's parking out on the street or whatever, or even to like if we're just coming up from like walking up the house, we have to walk all the way down to the driveway and then come all the way back up, because the front door is actually on this side, but the driveway is on this side of the house. So like I said, if you're coming from like over there, like either if you parked over there or if we're walking around the block or whatever and you want to come up, you have to walk all the way down the driveway to come up, or else walk through the grass. If it's muddy out, obviously that stinks, and like, you know, all that kind of other stuff. So what I really wanted, I don't think we actually want to have sidewalk, but to have like pavers go up to the front of the house. I want to do that. That's the one big project that I want to work on, along with the back deck, and then any other flower beds that we're planning on doing after that. I actually think, because of what we're going to do in the backyard, I might have to actually pull up one of my flower beds, possibly, and maybe move it to a different spot. What I have in there, I don't really know yet. Or at least like a small part of it, I might just have to transplant a little bit of stuff because of what we're planning on doing with the deck, and actually making it come out, and actually making a gate off of it. So if that is the case, I have to make a way to walk in, because right now you'd be walking through the flower bed. So that's another thing that I possibly have to do, but I, again, don't know necessarily yet because of what we're doing with the deck. But my two big projects for this summer, I think, are those two things, and then see what else I can get to. And then again, just obviously maintaining the flower beds and stuff like that. But the fact that all of the flower beds are weeded and they all have their new plants in them and stuff like that, it's just kind of maintenance that I need to do now, which isn't a huge, great big thing. It's a lot easier than it was last year, and really almost semi-starting from scratch with everything. I had flower beds, but I was lucky if I was able to find flowers in them because of the amount of weeds that were in there and all kinds of other stuff. So now that all of that pain is out of the way and we kind of aligned the flower beds and stuff like that, and all that stuff is done, all the new plants have been planted in there and they're all actually starting to come back and that kind of thing, I don't have to worry about that. That's, like I said, probably one of the least amount of my worries. It's just maybe every once a month or every few weeks I have to go out there and kind of just weed through them, which isn't a big deal. But like I said, my big projects are at least those two things. And then also too, depending on what we're going to do behind the garage, once the fence goes up, I think I'm adding in another like U-shaped flower bed back there. And so like I said, we have to see, but that all is going to take time, guys. So I'll see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog, though. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, I'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.